Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're opening up a file on a really remarkable organization. It seems they've successfully taken on, well, one of the toughest demographic challenges out there, youth unemployment in Kenya. Our sources detail the mission, the kind of viral success, and the unexpected blueprint of this group called 4BM. And before we really dive in, let's just nail down that name. 4BM. It stands for the Forgotten Bottom Millions. That name itself really tells you who they're focused on, right? Getting resources where the need is just incredibly acute.
It really does. And that focus is absolutely crucial because the context in Kenya, well, it's dramatic to say the least. When you look at the stats from the sources, you really get the sheer scale of the problem 4BM is up against. Kenya's population is around 57 million people.
Okay.
And young people make up, get this, 75% of that. An astonishing number.
75%. Wow. And if we narrow that down like to the key working age group.
Right. So 35% are aged between 15 and 34. And for that specific group, unemployment figures are, well, they're terrifying.
How bad are we talking?
We're talking 67% unemployment for the 15 to 34 bracket. 67.
Oof.
And on top of that, you've got this constant demographic pressure. Over 1 million young Kenyans turn 18, ready to enter this incredibly tough job market every single year.
That is just an overwhelming amount of pressure. And yet this organization, 4BM, founded back in 2016, run entirely by volunteers.
Wow.
Based out of the Baraza Media Lab in Nairobi, they claim to be a national game changer, reaching all 47 counties.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to stop you there. And national reach, 47 counties, all volunteers. How do the sources explain that? Like the quality control, the risk of burnout, it seems almost contradictory.
Well, it's interesting you say contradictory because what's fascinating is that their sort of anti-bureaucratic, volunteer-run nature seems to be why it works.
Really?
Yeah, it builds trust. Their whole mission, right, from 2016 was to fight that crisis by making empowerment simple, accessible, and crucially free. They stripped away every financial barrier they could find and really pushed transparency. They basically built this four-pillar solutions stack.
Yeah. Okay, a solution stack. Let's unpack that machinery then, because understanding how they handled that, immense demographic pressure with volunteers, that's key. So what are the main parts of this zero barrier model for you listening?
Okay, so first up, scholarships. Now, in many places, finding genuinely fully funded educational support, it's tough. Lots of hidden fees, broken promises.
Right, scams even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 4BM only shares opportunities that are confirmed as fully funded and verified, covering everything, zero hidden costs. That verification step, it builds instant credibility, especially with young people who are, understandably, skeptical online.
That makes complete sense. Trust is everything when you're dealing with vulnerable job seekers. Okay, so pillar number 2 must tackle the job search itself, verified jobs.
Precisely. They filtered the signal from the noise, basically. And this is like a major edge they have against the typical recruitment services in the region, which often charge fees, sometimes exploitatively. They curate both remote roles, great for flexibility, and also quite eclectic on-site positions across different industries. But the absolute key detail, they explicitly vet every opportunity to ensure no money is ever asked to apply.
Wow.
It's a total rejection of that pay-to-play system you sometimes see.
So they're not just sharing listings. They're almost like a consumer protection agency for job seekers in a way.
You could definitely see it like that.
But, okay, seeing the opportunity is one thing. Preparation is another. What if you lack the soft skills?
And that brings us neatly to the third pillar, skills development. They saw that gap. They needed to demystify what they call the job market black box.
The black box. Yeah, I like that.
So they provide resources like the 4BM library guides on soft skills, things like that, free online courses, professional development tools. It's all designed to give that essential, often unspoken knowledge.
Like how to write a good CV, how to interview, stuff that can really gatekeep those entry-level jobs.
Exactly that, the practical stuff.
Okay, and the final piece, which sounds like it might be the engine driving the whole thing, networking.
This is absolutely critical. They use massive, easily accessible WhatsApp groups.
WhatsApp, not some fancy custom app.
Nope. WhatsApp. Everyone already has it. Everyone knows how to use it. It minimizes data costs, bandwidth issues.
Yeah.
Huge barriers in some places.
Smart. Very practical.
And this access lets users connect directly with peers, with mentors, right across all 47 counties. It fosters this incredible pro bono support system, these powerful pay-it-forward chains we see mentioned.
That shift from maybe a local idea to this national force, all powered by these free, trusted networks. It brings us to the impact metrics. Let's talk scale, because the numbers seem to back up this whole volunteer-driven blueprint.
Oh, they're staggering. Honestly, especially when you remember it's volunteer run, relying purely on like viral energy. Since 4BM kicked off in 2016, the sources say they've shared, get this, 380,000 verified opportunities.
380,000.
And think about the weekly engagement. They're reaching 500,000 people every single week.
Hold on. 500,000 people engaged every week. Through a community platform, targeting a 67% unemployment rate.
That's right.
That sustained volume.
Right.
That's what makes them a national player, isn't it?
It is. That consistent, huge effort is aimed squarely at chipping away at that unemployment crisis.
Yeah.
They're delivering, what, over 9 years now of real change and maintaining it across the entire country.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting for me. The WhatsApp multiplier effect, you touched on it, but it's more than just a messaging app, right? It becomes a sociological tool.
Precisely. Especially in regions where data costs can be high or access to custom software is limited, they picked a tool everyone uses that needs minimal bandwidth. So the moment someone shares an opportunity, that instant forwarding feature, it just creates this ripple effect. It spreads information incredibly fast, and this mechanism fights that geographic isolation that someone, say, in a rural area might face. Plus, it allows for instant peer-to-peer vetting. The community itself helps confirm the quality.
Okay. So the trust they build with those verified free listings, that feeds the virality. You trust the source, 4BM, so you trust the forward, and you share it. And that creates connections, reduces that feeling of being alone in the job search, both physically and mentally.
Exactly. And by constantly reaching that massive group of young Kenyans, including the 1 million+ entering the market each year with reliable, verified information, they're establishing something fundamental for any systemic change: dependable, free access to real opportunity.
So we've seen the numbers, the mechanism. Let's make it human now. The sources give some really potent examples of how this translates into individual lives, showing the diversity of the impact.
Yeah, these testimonials really bring it home. They show it's not just about any opportunity, but strategic guidance across education, careers.
Let's take Seth Mwangi. His story seems like a classic case of that scholarship pillar just working perfectly.
It does. He found a fully funded scholarship, saw it in the WhatsApp group, and it let him chase his dream degree in computer science. Simple as that, but life-changing.
Life-changing, absolutely. And then there's Grace Aketch. Her story seems to combine a couple of pillars.
Right. Grace demonstrates the power of networking and skills combined. She found a fellowship, boosted her leadership skills. But crucially, she used the network. She connected with mentors, peers, all across Kenya. It massively broadened her professional horizons far beyond just her local area.
Expanding her world through the network. Okay. And John Olu, his story highlights the practical advice aspect.
Yes, he found the job opening he needed. That was step one. But he specifically credits the application tips, the soft skills advice shared in the group.
The black box demystified.
Exactly. That advice helped him stand out, get the role. It wasn't just finding the door. 4BM, through the community, gave him the key from their library.
These are great snapshots. But the sources also highlight one individual, Barbara Tarragon, as maybe a case study of the deeper long-term impact.
Oh, absolutely. Barbara's story is incredibly powerful. It shows how the system doesn't just help people find jobs, it helps build high-impact leaders who then reinvest their success back into that same network.
And she's quite remarkable herself. The only female lawyer from Kenya's Ogiek indigenous community, that alone is huge.
It's tremendous. A massive barrier broken right there. And she credits 4BM for her start, way back in 2016. Her initial involvement led her to organizing events for the Ministry of ICT, which then helped propel her into a top law firm.
Wow.
And now, she runs her own firm, HTD Legal, and it includes a dedicated pro bono department.
So she fully embodies that pay-it-forward idea we talked about.
Completely. The source material even notes she used a private 4BM group, one of those focus networks, to help secure a fully funded scholarship to Germany for another member. That was in 2021. So you see, it's not just about finding a job anymore. It's about building these powerful networks of successful people who then use their positions and their 4BM connections to actively create and amplify opportunities for others, including those from traditionally marginalized groups.
These stories really show young Kenyans breaking through barriers and the groups acting as this amplifier.
So to kind of summarize for you, the listener, 4BM really offers this crucial blueprint, for modern social enterprise. It proves that a scalable, effective, community-driven model can tackle these overwhelming national challenges. And the key, leveraging existing tech like WhatsApp.
That everyone already uses.
Exactly, and maintaining that relentless focus on verified and free opportunities, trust, and access.
It's a really powerful lesson, isn't it? How to maximize massive social impact on what sounds like a very lean, community-based budget. And if this mission resonates with you listening, the organization itself, in the sources, puts out a clear call to action. You can join their free WhatsApp groups, check out the 4BM podcast too. Their website is simply 4-bm.africa. That's the number 4-pm.africa.
And that, I think, leads us nicely to our final thought for you today. We've really hammered home that 4BM's success seems to hinge on these two core things, verification and being completely free. So consider this. What's the economic significance of that peer-to-peer trust in a job market where, let's be honest, the cost of recruitment often favors the well-connected or even exploits the desperate? What is the actual revolutionary power of just eliminating the profit motive entirely from finding that first opportunity?
It's like when you remove the fee structure and you replace it with verification and community support. You're essentially flipping the traditional economic model of opportunity on its head.
Precisely. How much faster can things move? How many barriers just dissolve when the only currency needed is trust, not cash? That perhaps is the most lasting insight from the work of the forgotten bottom millions.
A truly fascinating framework to think about, especially for anyone looking to scale impact.